Like you softies at the club, like throw some windmill slaps. Just, just keep slapping yourself because the dogs are loaded. And that's not me trying to be funny or anything like that. Let's talk football. This is for real football heads.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.
Yo, top Billin to ya. The Underground King back up in the building, talking to my committed to the G folks. What's going on, baby? You haven't seen me in a minute. Been doing my 1-2 thing, covering them Seminoles and everything. But you know I gotta holla at my boys from all around dog country. Being as though, you know what I'm saying, the back of this channel was kind of built off of Georgia, really mostly off of Alabama, but Georgia is definitely the key to success right here on the channel. And I enjoy covering the dogs because, man, I get to meet a lot of very knowledgeable people. And those people are at patreon.com/committed to the G, where I have group chats going, everything here in the off season. And we're just making each other better, making each other more knowledgeable. And it's extremely fun there, man. So make sure you get on patreon.com/committed to the G, become a member so you can leave those sissies and nerds behind wherever you're consuming your dog content, because it's not going to be better than Committed to the G, because first and foremost, you're going to get your boy, the Underground King, chopping it up with you every day, talking about the dogs and football in general, X's and O's and stuff like that. But you get a great group of people. And I pose a question to these people, my dudes at Committed to the G, women as well. And I wanted to know, what were the concerns, right, heading into the spring, that if the dogs didn't win a national championship, which it could very well in 2019, because, man, Georgia is absolutely loaded. Anybody who doesn't think Georgia is loaded should just slap themselves. Like, for real, man. I'm telling people to do all kinds of stuff to slap yourself, man. Trying to windmill them bad boys, you know what I'm saying? Throw like you softies at the club, like throw some windmill slaps. Just just keep slapping yourself because the dogs are loaded. And that's not me trying to be funny or anything like that. Let's talk football. This is for real football heads, and I only want to talk to real football heads, not people coming in here from different fan bases. Oh, these people suck and all this. That's not true. You know that's not true. So let's talk real football. Georgia's at the top of the mountain, one of the teams in the Mount Rushmore teams that you know can win the national championship. So I wanted to know if there were problems with the Georgia team and it didn't win a natty in 2019, which could very well happen. Alabama's still there. Clemson will still be there. Ohio State coming like you wouldn't believe, and some other teams too. So and I got some good responses from my folks, man. So I wanted to kind of go through just a few of these because y'all know that brevity is not my thing. I try my best, but, man, I just love to talk football with the real football head. So let's get it. All right, first of all, shout out to Dutchland Dog, Reggie Diggs, R.L. Taylor, Mike T, Aaron H, Ian Snyder for their response in time for me to do this particular video right here. But I'm going to start off with my man, Ryan M. Mel. And make sure you subscribe too, man. Make sure you tell a friend to subscribe to this channel. Let's keep it going. All right, so Ryan M. Mel says the front seven. The front seven was a hindrance and mostly the same guys returned. He goes on to mention Brenton Cox, Adam Anderson, and I'm kind of paraphrasing right here. I didn't write the full thing down. But he kind of stole my thunder because he mentioned Tyler Clark. Now, y'all know I was extremely high on Tyler Clark coming into the season. I think the world of the guy. He did not have a good season. To me, he was the most disappointing player on the entire Georgia roster because I believe in him that much. He's that good. He showed me a lot against the best competition in the playoffs. And I think that a resurgent Tyler Clark, David Marshall, Jordan Davis, and I'm going to go from memory. This is always hard to do when you cover multiple teams like that. Julian Rochester, Malik Herring. I think Malik Herring may end up being the best out of all these guys. Malik Herring was coming on like gangbusters at the end of the year. He's extremely versatile, playing that 5 technique. You can slide him all the way out, I believe, to like a 7 technique as well, and you can put him at a 3 technique. He's that versatile. He just doesn't look the part like a lot of the other guys, but he is the part, you know. He didn't come to take part. He came to take over, and he's doing just that, I believe. So combination with him, Jordan Davis, Tyler Clark, David Marshall, a guy who was hurt and nobody was talking about it. I thought that David Marshall and Jonathan Ledbetter were the future of the team, and David Marshall was hurt, but David Marshall is extremely talented. I really like me some David Marshall. But, man, Tyler Clark, if Tyler Clark can get back to being what he was, matter of fact, I can show you better than I could tell you. I'm telling you right now, Billin, my man Tyler Clark absolutely showed out in the college football playoffs. And you know he's going to straight ball out this year. And I think he'll be one of the top 2 or 3 players on the entire team. This is illustrative of that measure. So check this out. Right here, my man is lined up at a 3 technique right here. So if you see the spacing right here, more than likely, if Roquan Smith isn't approaching, he's going to have to get help right here. This center is going to go ahead and help the right guard right here because this man is a damn animal. All right, so if we go ahead and start rolling that, we can see it right here. But look at this, man. Look at the functionality, strength right here. This guy is unable to anchor down. So look at him. He can already feel it right now, so he's lost. So he's got his foot way out trying to anchor down. He's trying to throw the ankle way out to sea right here. Can't stop it. It does not matter. He's got the leverage, got up under them. Look at his strength, man. He continues to push him back, continues to collapse the pocket. He's collapsing the pocket and getting help. The man still can't stop. He's still getting sprung off the ground, dude. Look at this. Tell me if you're not excited about this, man. If you're a fan of defensive football, you don't got to be a fan of Georgia, just a fan of defensive football right here. This is nasty. This is how you collapse a pocket right here. So good play right here by, I believe, Ledbetter, who is going to be a superstar as well on this particular team. Not allowing Baker Mayfield to climb the pocket. And then your man Tyler Clark is right there for the sack. Boom. Look at that. You'll see 52 and 13 a lot this year, y'all. Nasty, nasty. All right, let's go ahead. All right. Joe G, my man Joseph Glover, my brother from another. Joe G says he talked about the depth at the tight end position. He wanted to know about a breakout receiver and then the D-line showing dominance. So I kind of talked about the D-line already, so I won't go back into that. A breakout receiver, I thought there was already a breakout receiver, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people going out there like, oh, we lost Mecole Hardman and we lost Riley Ridley in this. Don't get me wrong. I like those guys a lot. I really like Riley Ridley, and Mecole Hardman was just definitely explosive. But, man, it's not like you lost Amari Cooper. Like, come on now. Both of those guys together probably couldn't produce what Amari Cooper was producing at Alabama in his junior season and stuff like that. So, you already have guys on the roster that are capable of replicating what those guys did, right? But to me, the breakout receiver is still there. That's Jeremiah Holloman. I talked about this guy earlier in the season, and he lived up to the billing. He can do what Riley really did in the quick game, break tackles, runs really good routes, make sure that he's open, make sure that he's a linchpin as far as moving the chains. But this guy can go get it like Mecole Hardman in a much bigger body. You're sleeping on this guy if you don't think this guy is a freak athlete. He's a track athlete type cat, man. High jump, long jump type cat, but he can actually go get it. You remember him going to get in the Georgia Tech game, 50-50 balls, doing this thing like that, but he's physical. To me, he's a good leader. He's turned into a good leader. He's one of those guys that's going to go out and give it all that he has. He loves to block, does everything. I'm extremely impressed by Jeremiah Holloman. Compared to when I met him when he was in high school, I thought he was kind of a prima donna type cat. To me, he's anything but that. He very well may be the most talented guy in that receiving core, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of talent there. So beyond that, Demetrius Robertson, it's time to see this guy. Can't nobody on the team run with this guy. He to me, he's faster than Mecole Hardman probably, you know. I guess we'll see at the combine. Mecole Hardman really got it in, but he's as fast, maybe not. I don't know. I have to see about that now. I'm not as confident. Mecole ran a really good time there at the combine, but Demetrius can fly, and I've never seen anybody be able to keep up with this cat. But beyond that, you already know what's going on with the rest of them guys, man. Kyrus Jackson, guys we don't talk about. Some of the guys that are left over. Some of the guys coming in. Dominic Blaylock in a slot receiver position. Like I said before, it's hard to kind of remember these guys off the cuff like that. But Man, Jeremiah Holloman, Trey Blunt. Trey Blunt is a guy I want to see. Tommy Bush, all these Z receiver types. Matt Landers, who I talked about on this. These, come on now. It's too much talent there for anybody to ever be thinking anything differently, for real. Plenty of talent there, but Jeremiah Holloman to me is the ace of the group. And he said depth at the tight end position, right? So to me, depth is a relative term. Like, there's enough bodies there, but are they going to target the tight end enough for it to really even matter if you don't think you had depth? You added in the Wolf kid. You went and got another cat to replace Luke Ford. It's not like you're losing a bunch of production. Isaac Nada, I thought, was a very good player, a very good talent, but not a lot of production there. I think Charlie Warner could do anything that Isaac Nada could do, and he's a better athlete at that. So he could be he's your number one guy, but beyond that, did you really use a number two? Charlie Warner was that, but was he really used like that? You know, you could add in some of the young guys, Fitzpatrick, maybe Godey's hurt. I'm not sure right now, but you know, there's even a young cat like Brett Seether, you know? So, but to me, it does not matter because all you have to do is manipulate your offense the way that you see fit. So put 4 receivers out there, 4 receivers and a running back. Then are you really worried about a tight end? You know, there's ways around that. You don't have to do what you were doing. You have a new coordinator. Maybe he's going to do something different to where it doesn't really matter. So I think that depth at the tight end position, unless we're talking about blocking or something like that, but you're going to have the best offensive line in the entire country as well. Why not devote more bodies out there in the formation and really push the ball down the field and really see what some of these teams can do? A lot of teams just can't defend, you know? So we'll see about that. But thank you, Joe G. As always, you're my man, 50 grand. Dutchland Dog. Yeah. No, I'm going to go to my man, Drake Mahan. I hope that's how you say your name, Drake. Drake? Hopefully that's how you say your name, Drake. He talked about senior and upperclassmen leadership besides the general. Remember, call him the general no more. You don't need to be referred to as Jake Fromm. He's the general. So to me, if you say besides the general, you're doing yourself a major disservice because I think that's the key right there. Beyond him, we can talk about that. But to me, the general now being an upperclassman and him being at the quarterback position, that's a lot. You know, he was not a leader last year. There's a lot of guys in the locker room that were extremely vocal or extremely flamboyant or whatever, however you want to call that, to where it wasn't Jake Fromm's turn to lead. Now it's actually his turn to lead with his guys and some of his soldiers he came in with. A guy like DeAndre Swift is a leader to me. He may not be vocal, but I've always was the type of cat myself to kind of lead by example. I didn't need to be the rah-rah cat. Everybody always thinks a leader is a rah-rah cat. To me, a leader is a guy who pays attention to detail and makes sure that everybody else is following along with what he's doing. And a guy like DeAndre Swift, you know, is getting the most out of an extremely talented body, right? So you're going to follow that cat. He's going to have the production, but he's also going to work hard, and you know that he's the most talented cat there. Like I said before, a guy like Jeremiah Holloman, he's very much in that same vein. When your offensive line guys out there, some big time leaders out there, maybe a guy like Andrew Thomas, now it's his time to step up. But a lot of that leadership comes on the other side of the ball. And I thought Tyler Clark was that. He's one of those guys. I'm not sure if he's a rah-rah guy, but he's a guy that's going to fire you up on the field because he doesn't absolutely give 2 Fs at all. So I think the leadership is going to be there. Plenty of guys there. I'm not sure who was a leader that left last year. Maybe a Deion. All these guys to me are kind of vocal guys. That's why I like Georgia. It's not a whole bunch of talking cats except when they're on social media, I guess. So lay off the social media. So maybe that's something that Jake Fromm, the general, can get. Like, tell these guys we're going to do our talking on the field. We don't need to talk about anything other than what's going on in this locker room, and that's amongst ourselves. So it's fine. You know, the senior leadership, upperclassmen leadership is fine, especially now that it'll be coming from the quarterback position. These guys will ride or die for somebody like the general. I'm telling you, he's another guy that works hard, keeps his head down, not worried about that BS that's going on throughout everywhere. And it is what it is, for lack of a better term. All right. So that's going to be it, man. Probably a long video. You know, I like real football heads right here. You got to hashtag real football heads, hashtag real men stay to the end, and women. We're doing our thing like that. So if you're not a real football head, please don't come on the channel. I don't care. I don't need the clicks and none of that, whatever like that. I'm doing just fine. You know what I mean? And I got the Jones popping right here, baby. We got the t-shirts and stuff. Make sure you're on Patreon, man. I might have to make some of my stuff available for the general public, but it would only be the general public who are my guys at the patreon.com. So you'll see a lot more of these Underground King branded shirts right here, or Underground King shirts. This is just a mock-up right here, but this Philly Flyer thing I really like. So DeAndre Swift, the Philly Flyer, he'll be your leader of your team as well, and we can do it like that. But as always, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. It's your boy Murph, the Underground King, and I am out. Peace.